We have quite a bit of updates on the Metal Gear Solid franchise from Konami and their developers, including some rumors and reports on Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake, Metal Gear Solid 1 Remake, and the upcoming Metal Gear Solid movie. So let's start off with the latest updates of the Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake news, with the first being when will be the release date of Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta Snake Eater Remake. Well, it seems GameStop accidentally leaked the release date on June 11th, with a Twitter post reading, "Prepare to slay in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, where stealth and survival meet savagery, coming 11/17, watch the trailer and pre-order now." However, this post was then deleted, and according to Insider Gaming, this release date may be true because it's actually going to be falling upon the anniversary of Metal Gear Solid 3. However, from another Insider Gaming article, there was earlier claims by leaker Bill Kun, who it says here often obtains the majority of information via data mining the back end of websites. Bill Kun found a release date placeholder for the game at 12/31/2025, which would suggest a 2025 release date rather than a 2024 release window that PlayStation previously gave. He also found two upcoming editions of the game, which of course is going to be the standard edition for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X at $70, and the Metal Gear Solid Collector's Edition for $200. I personally think that the anniversary release date would just be perfect for the game, and coming out near the end of the year just makes sense to me, and I do hope that we get this game in 2024. We also got a new update on the game itself by Konami developers in the production hotline episode on the Konami YouTube channel about Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. We got some new footage of the game and get to see a lot of its new features which they talked about on this episode. Let's talk about these brand new features that are going to be incorporated in this remake. So the first thing they talked about was it being an Unreal Engine 5 game, which allowed them to really go into detail with the environments, the animals, and really give it the feel of the original Metal Gear Solid 3 game, but with next gen visuals. He then went on to talk about the enhancements in the simulation of the game, like blood stains being left on your clothes and battle damage cuts and bruises and rips in the clothes, as well as when you're walking through leaves, they will also stick to your clothes, and mud stains will be left on your clothes and skin as you trail through the muddy waters. There'll also be bullet holes in your clothes after you get shot. And then the developer went into the new cure system. Now you can still cure Snake by waiting over time, still heal him in the same way as the original, but now the healing wounds will actually leave visual traces like cauterizing scars on his skin even after you've healed him. And this really just brings the immersion to a whole new level. And it really is these little details that get me so excited for the game. He then went into the brand new controls for the game, where you can now move while crouching and aiming weapons, but you can still play under the legacy controls by just switching it out in the menu. So it really does give it that modern day games feel to it with the new third person shooters that we're all accustomed to now. So it's just bringing the game into the new generation. There's also an option to change the filter of the game to sepia and much more different color schemes to match the original style of the game, which is also a very nice touch for fans of the old game. But that is everything we have on Metal Gear Solid 3 in terms of the new updates so far. So now let's move on to the Metal Gear Solid 1 rumor, which is actually from Spanish news website Aria Jagones, which has this article that reads, "Exclusive, the first Metal Gear Solid still has a remake in production." They say that months ago, one of our sources told us exclusively that several things were brewing about the future of the Metal Gear saga. In particular, he announced that a remake of the first installment of Metal Gear was being developed to be announced throughout 2023. Indeed, this did not happen, but it is quite true that Konami had several things in store, announcing collection in the first installments, the one known as the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, and also the Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta as a remake of said delivery. In question, these voices say that the remake of the first installment of Metal Gear Solid is in production in one of its first phases, and that Konami has it in mind as one of its most ambitious projects for the coming years. If Metal Gear Solid Delta sees a launch in 2024, the remake of the first installment could well be the next big project on the horizon. It doesn't sound unlikely at all. This is the information we have about this possible Metal Gear Solid remake. The game has been in development for several years. This is the project that Konami will put all its efforts into after after Metal Gear Solid Delta, Metal Gear Solid Remake would be a game that would be released only on PS5, so like Demon's Souls, it would not come to PS4. There is no information about the studio that is working on it or its release date. So one of the big things that seem unlikely to me is the fact that it would only be coming on PlayStation 5 after Konami has kind of shown that it does want Metal Gear Solid on all platforms by putting Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater on Xbox, and the Master Collection is kind of on all platforms. So I personally think it would be kind of a weird move to just put the MGS 1 remake only on PlayStation 5. Now we can see this with Silent Hill 2 remake being a time limited exclusive for about a year. So I think an exclusive deal like this is more likely to eventually have the remake on Xbox and PC. But I do also believe that Metal Gear Solid 1 remake will be coming, and I don't think this is a remake as simple as Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. I'm not saying that Metal Gear Solid 3 is a simple remake, but it's just that the gameplay and the look of Metal Gear Solid 1 is way older. It's a PlayStation 1 game, so to remake the original game, maintaining everything that made it great with modern day controls and visuals, and figuring out what to keep and maybe what to cut, and having a remake with as big of a budget that it's going to be already lines it up as one of Konami's most ambitious remakes ever. Now I also want to say that this is a rumor, so do take it with a grain of salt of course, but it is one I'm more inclined to believe. Ario Gigonis has had some credible leaks over the last couple of years, and I personally have no doubt that this is the remake that is coming next. We also have something from the PlayStation side, as we can see their brand new patent for the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation machines, as they have been attempting to get PlayStation 3 support running natively on PlayStation 5 and likely future PlayStation consoles. Now this patent reads backward compatibility testing of software in a mode that attempts to induce skew. Now GameRant has explained that skew basically creates processor timing variations that can affect the way any software would run on it, which is intriguing considering the PS3 notoriously asymmetrical sound processor, which assigns separate tasks to the CPU cores rather than all of them working collectively like in modern x86 architectures. Using a skew inducing compatibility layer for PS5 could be Sony's way of getting PlayStation 3 games to run natively on the current gen console and finally allow PlayStation 5 owners to delve into must-play PlayStation 3 titles. And of course, because we're talking about Metal Gear Solid in this video, we have no idea if this is coming into fruition or if they will even be able to implement this in PlayStation. But if they do, we could likely finally be able to play Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriot on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro, Slim, and even the PlayStation 6. However, we can also expect to get Metal Gear Solid 4 with the Master Collection Volume 2, which may likely come out in 2025 and be a ported version of the PlayStation 3 version, but available a part of the Master Collection, available on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. But either way, it's likely we're going to be finally getting our hands on Metal Gear Solid 4 one way or the other pretty soon. And last but not least, we finally got an update on the Metal Gear Solid movie thanks to game.substack.com, who had an interview with Ari Arad, whose father is Avi Arad, in which the article reads, as the interview wrapped up, I couldn't help but ask Arad about the current state of the Metal Gear Solid movie, perhaps excluding the recent news that Arad Production is co-producing a live-action Legend of Zelda movie. It is the most anticipated video game adaptation the company is working on. Series creator Hideo Kojima first mentioned it in 2006. In 2012, Arad confirmed he was producing the adaptation, that director Jordan Vogt Roberts was set to direct it. In 2017, Arad told me that he views the game as a spicy dish. It's hard, it pushes back on its players in an awesome way. It's a wild experience, and when you hang in there, it is satisfying, and called the adaptation tricky. Since we spoke that first time, Oscar Isaac was attached to the film but has reportedly fallen off. Derek Connolly has also written 2 takes on the script. In June, Arad told me that work was proceeding on the film. We're working on the script some more, but I can't talk about it yet, he said. I think everyone's going to be really excited and surprised. I asked Arad if he sees Metal Gear Solid as the pinnacle of his video game adaptations. I never thought about it like that, he said. These are just movies I want to make as good as possible, you know. I think getting Metal Gear right will obviously be amazing because I think it's a lot more meditative than some other adaptations. Personally, I want it to be terrific. So it seems like it's still going to be taking a lot more time to get this movie done, or maybe even started, but it's nice to know that it's still alive. However, the bit of information that I didn't know was that Oscar Isaac is actually off the movie now, but I know a lot of fans weren't happy with his casting, but I didn't mind as long as he did a very good job on the movie. However, it seems like we're going to be getting a new actor to star in the movie, and it's also interesting the fact that Derek Connolly has already written 2 scripts for the movie, so it seems like it's a hard one to get right at the moment, but hopefully we get some more announcements soon, and as soon as we do, I'll let you know on this channel. So go ahead and subscribe, click the like button on this video. Please tell me what your thoughts are on this Metal Gear Solid movie and everything we've talked about today in regard to the plan of Metal Gear Solid moving forward. It's very exciting stuff, so much information, so much games, and of course the movie itself. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. We talk about tons of different games on this channel, including The Last of Us Part 3, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, Prince of Persia, The Witcher 4, Cyberpunk, and so much more. So go ahead and feel free to browse the channel. We've got videos in the description, Metal Gear Solid videos in the description, and also in the pinned comment section below. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Peace out, God bless. Hope to see you in my next videos. Take care, guys.
For my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces, hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.